In this project, we're going to create an acceleration-based notification system to detect when something like a drawer is slid open. The device will use its built-in orientation module, which means no extra hardware setup is needed. The acceleration we will be measuring is along the x-axis. The equation we will create is when the acceleration on the x-axis is greater than a specific value, we'll send a notification, which corresponds to the device moving and moving in something like a drawer. Create a new equation by tapping the New Equation button from the equation's homepage. Tap the Add button to open the equation palette, which is the blue button with a plus icon. Tap on the purple Logic button and tap When to add a when statement to the equation canvas. The sentence on your canvas reads, "When this happens, do this." The next step is to add the acceleration input. To add the acceleration input, tap This Happens to pull up the input menu. Scroll down and tap Shake. We will be using the x-axis property of shake. Press X. This automatically generates a comparison between the acceleration on the x-axis and a variable. We want to know when the acceleration is greater than a specific value, so swipe up on less to change it to greater. Tap on variable. Press value. If we wanted to compare the data to another module's data or another axis from the orientation module, we could tap on modules instead. To know what value we want to compare against, we could have paired to the device beforehand and looked at the orientation module's acceleration data. However, we're already in the middle of creating an equation, so instead of having to tap out of the equation canvas, we can actually look at and preview the value directly from the value page. To view the acceleration value when you're in the value page, tap on the Live button in the right-hand corner. This will pull up a hardware selection menu. Connect to the device. Tap on the Orientation button in the bottom right-hand corner to pull up the orientation view. Swipe to the left to pull up the Shake acceleration view. Move the device to see the acceleration spike and view the X value change. We will use a value of 5 since that feels like the minimum acceleration the device will hit when something like a drawer is slid open. Close the hardware view and tap out of the hardware selection view. Press Value, type 5, and tap Add Value. Press Add Input. Your sentence will now read, "When the acceleration on the x-axis is greater than 5, do this." The next step is have "do this" be to send a cloud notification. To add a cloud notification, tap Do This to pull up the output menu. Tap on Cloud. This pulls up the cloud output menu. Right now, we will just use a notification. Turn on the Notify toggle. You can customize the message that is sent in your notification. Tap Text, and in this case, we will type Drawer Open. Tap Add Output. The next step is to cast the equation onto the device. In cloud mode, the device will connect to a Wi-Fi network. The cast process will walk you through entering the Wi-Fi information that the device will connect to. Open the cast view by tapping the casting icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the equation canvas. Tap the Tap to Select Hardware text. Press the blue Add button next to the device you want to cast onto. If it is not there, run a scan. Close the menu by tapping out of it. Press the Cast button. Enter the Wi-Fi information and your account password. After casting to the device, the status light will turn blue to signify that it is in cloud mode. It will then connect to the Wi-Fi network. After it is connected to Wi-Fi, push the device, and a moment later, you'll receive a notification on your phone.